4 or 5 shots, dude, I running man, running to the back like a businessman, got a fake ID, I'm another man, wow, that's like I'm dirty there, you don't making money, what's your business plan, on the internet, need a minute man, got a southside shooter, if you listen to your music, you'll say that shit's trash, so you better get, yeah, let's go, she's all like,
What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and I see you guys really loved part 1, so we're making a part 2 today. So, part 2 of Fake Grooming Harley TBS, where we go more in depth on this fucking twink.
Pull up on your block and I bleed it. Slide it. If I don't drop something, I can't leave it. Walk got me cold, but this tech got me leaning. Never let the beat get cold to me.
So that's when I started doing some digging. I looked through some of their old content and I found some highlights in a particular video which they say wasn't an apology, but I mean, you can take it how you want, where they admit to everything they did to me basically. They don't say it in words that can be 100% recognized as them admitting to the grooming part, but they admit to wrongdoing. Here are those clips.
I wish I had friends who wanted to do it, but it's my own fault they're gone. There, when I had him as a friend, there was a guy named Harley TBS. I'll paint the people in Twitter with this because it's about them. So I don't want to paint them because I know it might start chaos, but I feel bad for not saying, oh, I mentioned you in the video, sorry. To rehash any memory, there's just been quite a bit that's happened. And, Harley, I don't mean anything by this, like, you're fine. You have every right to feel however you feel, man. I wish you the best for whatever you do. But I have to add this in so it makes sense. You were one of the trusted friends. Back then, I was very stupid, knew nothing about the world. You were a good friend. Used your trust too much. Yeah, okay, that's all I'm saying on that matter. I wish I could turn back time and undo a lot of what I did, because my career would be a lot better. I would have all my friends that wanted to help me still around. I just wish things could be different. I could go back to my old self, tell him not to do certain things, to avoid certain people that caused certain things.
I feel like these clips alone represent what happened to an extent. I just feel like he doesn't name it directly and instead he just skirts around it while saying he wants to make me see this by tagging me. It's kind of like an indirect apology for what he did to me.
Yeah, an apology you didn't fucking deserve. And even then, looking back at this shit show of a situation, do you really think that you deserve an apology at all? It was only when Josh ran out of money to pay you for Steam cards did you call it grooming. Like, Jesus Christ, you're fucking retarded. You have the mental capacity of a fucking snail. You do and say stupid shit and you don't think about the outcomes that are gonna happen at all. You know, someone's life getting ruined over petty internet drama and 50 fucking people calling them a groomer. You didn't care about what they have to say at all, even when they made it clear that they didn't have any more money to give you Steam cards. And then when they didn't have any money to fill your needs, you spreaded awful lies about them, called them a groomer with barely any proof, and every single screenshot you showed was out of context. But actually, oh boy am I gonna have a good time with this one. Let's read the full Skype chats in full so I can present my points in this short little rant. So basically the Skype chat started with Harley and Josh talking about Steam cards. Of course it was all they ever talked about, and I mean that was until it got taken to another level. Alright, so we're at the beginning of the Skype chats, right? There's nothing sexual going on, we're just getting into the introductions, and right off the bat we demand Josh to give us Steam games. Josh tells him no, okay, W Riz, and Harley begs some more. Josh clearly declines Harley's begging, only for Harley to beg some more. He makes it clear, and he's obviously telling him no, that he's not going to give him Steam games, and it comes to more fucking begging.
Is this nigga serious?
And then we have more begging for Steam games. Like, goddamn, Josh is obviously telling you no, Harley, and you decide to keep begging. Like, stop. Okay, so does this prove one of my points that Harley only wanted to leech off of Josh for his money? You can almost imagine the amount of begging that Harley had to do to get Josh to even consider getting the games for him. But is demanding for Steam games the first thing that you come to? Is this seriously necessary before you even get introductions out of the way? Like, seriously, you can stop pressuring Josh to give you the Steam games. He's clearly saying no. And I mean, he is making it pretty hard and clear multiple times.
Nigga, you gay.
Is Harley fucking serious? You're gonna beg him for Steam games, but not care for the fact that he's gonna block you for not giving you the Steam games. Josh is literally the only person that you come to for this. You clearly do care. Josh denies blocking Harley, and I don't know about that. You probably should have went with your initial decision. And there it is again. We have more demanding for fucking Steam games. Jesus Christ, just scroll already. You don't have to fucking spam that much. Please stop. Goddamn. What the fuck is all of this? Like, so much fucking what's his response? As I shove your dick up that game's ass. Well, that was fucking corny. Oh, there we go. Now this really proves my point. Honestly, the chat is just that autistic. Can I move to the juicy stuff now? Or do I like have to show more screenshots of him like begging for shit? Because there's plenty of evidence to show that he's clearly just begging him for fucking Steam games. It's very obvious. Harley doesn't even try to hide it. There's no point in calling it grooming if there's barely any grooming inside it. Yeah, there is some sexual conversations happening inside the DMs with you and Josh, but I don't see a single thing of grooming in sight. Jesus Christ, the autism coming from these DMs actually shocks me.
But I decided after seeing this that I was going to confront him in DMs because I was sick of seeing videos claiming I was lying about being groomed.
Maybe it's because you spread false claims with no evidence and your screenshots were out of context, and even then your story was inconsistent. Like, who in the actual fuck would believe that you were groomed at around 11 or 12? Your screenshots literally add nothing of what you're claiming. You know, it's kind of the same thing that you criticized Prismmate Luke for, and I'm not even joking. When he flashes the screenshots, they are going to present my point exactly.
So I added him, and the conversation proceeded as follows. Firstly, I brought up the coercion he'd made on me to try and get me to move into where he lives for sexual reasons, and he continued to make excuses, saying it was before he offered me money and such. He admitted to asking for nudes from me and paying money to get them. And just before anybody questions the age gap, here's proof of him admitting it was a 3-year age gap, with me either being 12 and him being 15, or me being 13 and him being 16.
Exactly. A fucking crock of shit. If it was a 3-year age gap, why did you keep saying, hey, I was 13 when this happened? I was 13 when he groomed me. Did you know that this happened when I was at 13? Because you should know that. You're literally doing nothing but in these DMs cutting out critical information. Literally only proves more that the story is inconsistent. You can clearly see that the DMs are cut out of context. Like, you are literally discussing grooming. Why would you take that out of context? And let's discuss more about the actual age gap. So in my last video talking about Harley's fake grooming, I suspected that Harley would be 13 through 14 and Josh at most could be 15 through 16. I suspected that it would at least be a 2-year age gap of some sort. Well, that was until I saw a screenshot saying that Harley had turned 13, which makes me more unsure about the claim that I've made about his age even more. But seeing how much Harley lies, I would practically doubt it. But I'm gonna go with Harley on his age gap on this one. Okay, so Harley was 13, and in that same screenshot itself, he says that Joshua was 16. Why in the actual fuck did I call him Joshua? What the fuck? But anyways, he said that Josh was 16, so it was a 3-year age gap. I also agree with like Harley on the nudes bit. He did ask for that, and he also did give Harley confirmation. But what did I say the screenshots were cut out of context anyway? Well, it starts off with Harley saying saying that Joshua's blackmailing Harley. Now we can see, and it should be very obvious, that these were cut out of context.
I'm almost 100% it was 13 and 16, but take that as you will, because the relationship continued for like a year anyway, so either way it would have been like a year of this. And to lay down how the payment thing worked, he would pay me on a specific day, and at the start he just gave me the money.
Last time I checked, he definitely didn't just give you the money. I mean, you were initially the one who was begging for him to buy you games of some sort, and also for money. Definitely for the fucking money.
And then he said he wouldn't anymore. He basically got me to a point where I was kind of relying on that money. And then he said he wouldn't give it anymore.
Hey, forehead? Maybe it's because you were constantly begging him, acting like a stupid fucking twink. You know Harley? This is why people suspect that you faked your grooming. Josh was over here constantly telling you that he didn't have the money to buy you any more Steam games, and he made it very clear. He was literally just trying to satisfy you. This is how you're gonna fucking repay him? Are you a retard? Is this seriously the bullshit you pull when you can't get your way? Who the actual fuck acts like this just because they couldn't get Steam games? He literally gave up all of his Steam cards just so you could be fucking happy. I swear, whoever believed this grooming story has to be fucking retarded. Like, you actually have to have something wrong with your mental state of mind if you don't understand what the fuck is wrong with this story. He literally said multiple times when you kept asking, just that you needed to stop begging. I swear, this video is actually getting me pissed off.
So, being the idiot I was, I asked what he wanted, and he replied by asking for explicit images. This conversation continued by me mentioning the fact he knew I needed the money, and he exploited that vulnerability to get explicit photos of me by saying that was the only way he would give me the money.
Harley, stop. You're lying. Okay, so allow me to completely fucking destroy this point. Okay, so first, let's go over your screenshot. Under the law, you would be at fault for not saying to me whenever you weren't forced. Do you really want to use law? No. Under the law, I wouldn't be told I'm at fault, because grooming takes into account when you're offered something you can't refuse. That's how I know what we did was wrong, but not just my doing. Meeting a need such as emotional needs, shelter, and money. You offered me something I couldn't refuse, a need, and asked for sexual images in return. You didn't need it. Money, shelter. You offered both of these things. Now that's how I know you're lying. First off, Josh did not offer you money, you demanded it, and Josh did offer you a place to stay as he has confirmed it to you, but you didn't need the fucking money or the games. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, honestly, this part of the video might just be the most autistic part. You didn't really need the money at all. You just asked and begged Josh to give you the money, like in the DMs of the Skype chats I provided earlier. Jesus Christ, my fucking head hurts. I actually feel like I cannot do this anymore. Like, goddamn. I'm not sure what the like goal is gonna be for this one. 100 likes? Yeah, you guys can pass that shit easy. But anyways, part 3 featuring Grimsy and Factitious Kobolds. Did I butcher that first part? Alright, so see you next video, and peace.